MotherEarthRadio.rocks and Inside the Disc. And we're going inside the disc. Zeke Johnson is with us, and he's a Memphis blues legend, from what I've heard from the Memphis Blues Society. And you do any gospel, Zeke?
Oh, any chance I get. I mean, I do it all in coffee house and beer joint venues. But if I feel that I can sing it and present it well to the public, it doesn't matter what the genre is. I do about 10 or 15 straight up white country songs. I do quite a bit of gospel because now I never worked with Reverend Wilkins. He and I never could work anything out. But tremendously influenced by him. His son at 80 something still plays around the area. And I went to one of their concerts, and I was sitting there on a stone bench in a park area playing air guitar the whole time because I knew every lick he was playing. And then Fred McDowell, who's a big influence, he and his wife, Miss Annie, they did a gospel act that when they would sing gospel, it was very, very much like Blind Willie and Angeline Johnson. And they're, of course, are from your neck of the woods. They were in Houston and Beaumont. And so I've written one gospel song in my life that has yet to go on record, but it will. This gospel concert we're doing at the studio, that's when that one will get on record. And of course, any CD I get, I will send to you immediately, and I will gladly do that.
Do you have any more furry stories?
Yes, sir, I certainly do. I can't name my favorite anymore than I could name my favorite blues singer or the favorite cat I've ever had. But this is way up there. So it was Mother's Day, and it was such a pretty service. All the gentlemen were there in their black suits and their white shirts and their fine-looking ties. And the ladies were there in their pinks and their greens and their yellows and their blues and had them big old pretty hats on. And everybody was sitting there, and the preacher said, today's message is going to be about sin. And I want to know if any of you mothers out there, if any of y'all like sin. If you do, I want you to stand up out the pew and raise your hand. Well, old Sister Ella, who must have been about 102, she had to get help standing up out the pew and barely got her old scrawny hand up in the air. And the preacher like fell out. He said, Sister Ella, are you telling me in this congregation that you like sin? She said, oh, hell no, preacher, I thought you said gin.
I got 3 women. The oldest is 42. I'm 71 years old. I'd rather be me than you. Well, I got 3 women and I ain't gonna lie. I calls them all my sweetie pie. When I'm feeling down, they all help me get back high. Well, they all do things keep me young and free. They all do things to keep me young and free. One of them even said she'd clean my house for me. Well, I got 3 women, y'all, that's a fact. And they help me keep my feet on the track. Sometimes it worked me so hard that it almost closed out my back. Yeah, that's the kind of work I'm talking about. Y'all know what kind of work I'm talking about. Well, they all step around, ease my soul. They all do things to satisfy my soul. even help me to bake my jelly roll. Well, I got 3 women, now they treat me fine. Well, it satisfies me all the time. For them 3 gals, I would gladly walk the line. Well, they all do things satisfy my soul. They all do things satisfy my soul. One of them even helped me to bake my jelly roll. And they all help me to get my ashes home. Well, I got 3 women, y'all that treat me right. Ain't never trying to fuss and fight. I love them in the daytime, I love them even more at night. Well, they all swear they would do anything for me. They all swear they would do anything for me. One of them even said she would bring me to jailhouse. Well, I got 3 women, y'all ain't gonna lie. Well, it calls along my sweetie pie. When I gets down, they all help me get back high.
Let's talk about Beale Street. I mean, I do a show called the Beale Street Blues Cafe, and which hopefully this week will be Mark from the Memphis Blues Society, and we're going to put a little player up there, and we're going to, people can catch the show by just going to the Memphis Blues Society's website. So that's a big thing for me. I'm like, wow,
Oh yeah, because they're having. I think next week. I think this upcoming week, or maybe next week, is the International Blues Challenge down in Beale.
I wish I could be there. Are you going to?
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be out in the public there?
No, I was in that.
No, I mean as an
Louisiana, yeah.
As an just an observer. You're going to attend to just.
Oh, I'll probably go down there a little while. My arthritis makes my mobility kind of limited. I can get around, but it hurts quite a bit. That's the only way I really feel my age. But anyway, Miss Zeno, the Louisiana Mojo Queen, and I won the duo competition last year. And then some things I won't go into came up that we weren't able to compete. But we did win that, and they gave us a hard rock gig, and we had a nice time there. And then one young man named Sturgis Nikides put together an acoustic blues celebration in A. Schwab's, a famous everything store. It defines sundry. I mean, there's never been a store that defines sundry store better. Their slogan was, if you can't get it here, you're better off without it. So we had a great acoustic session down there. Here's in my first 49 years, I played on Beale Street one time, and that was in an amateur contest at a place called Number One Beale, which was at Beale and the river. And of course, Beale and the river, that's not Beale Street at all. Beale Street, the historical Beale Street, is between 2nd Street and 4th, and that's about it. And stretches up a little bit toward Main Street, but mainly it's Thomas Pinkston used to say, he said, Beale Street between 2nd Street and 4th Street was the greatest place on earth till they burned it. And that's the old urban renewal thing. But back to the point, that one time I played at Beale Street Landing, that hardly counted. since I encountered the Memphis Blues Society, I've lost count now, either 8 or 9 times on bill.
Wow.
And of course, I will always be a denizen of the coffee house and the beer joint more than anything else.
You know, a quick question, because you know, I have two little takes, little bits of two different versions. Well, the same song, but by, you know, Ella Fitzgerald, and another one by Louis Armstrong. You know, he actually has my all-time favorite song, which is "What a Wonderful, you know, World."
Yeah.
And life, that is. But you know, at the very beginning of the Bill Street Blues Cafe, I've kind of mixed that in the intro. But you know, there's a verse in there, "Until somebody gets shot." Was there a lot of crime? Where did that come about?
Oh yeah. Until Mr. Crump came in, until Boss Crump came in, Memphis was the murder capital of the world back about 100 years ago. Murder capital of the United States. That was before radio, so nobody could keep statistics about the world. But Memphis was a rough and tumble river town. Anything went on. I mean, anything and everything. Those who knew the original Beale Street said if you couldn't find cocaine or a prostitute on Beale Street, you were either stupid or you weren't looking. Just as simple as that. The jug band that I have, I'll try to get us to record that sometime and send it to you. The Beale Street Blues. You find honest men and pickpockets skilled, and business never closes till somebody gets killed. At one place in there it says, you better, 7 wonders of the world I've seen, and many other places I've been. You better take my advice, folks, and see Beale Street twice.
The birthday of my old friend Booker T. Washington White, who a lot of people call Booker, but he was so proud of that Booker name. He was so proud to be named after such a fine man that he didn't like to be called Booker. And Zeno was there, Paulette Reagan was there, and I think either Zeno or Paulette or anybody in the audience would tell you that Booker showed up too. Didn't you feel Booker's presence there? Mm-hmm. And you didn't even know him. But a large man playing a very, very loud guitar. It's called Big Daddy. He was born in Mississippi, cold November day. Wasn't too long for he learned to play. Some said Rascal could learn to play before he learned to tie his shoe. Great Lord, Big Daddy played the blues. Mama called him Booker T. Washington White. Name he wore his old life with pride. When he signed that name, you could see him smile through and through. Great God, Big Daddy played the blues. Played a little baseball, done some boxing too. Job in a defense plant kept him out of World War II. Done a little time in Parchment, but he never got abused. All the guards and wardens loved the way Big Daddy played the blues, 'cause he played like this. He wrote a nice song about a Panama train, special streamline rolling through the Delta rain. About a heartbroken girl said, Daddy, I can't stay here with you. God knows Big Daddy played the blues. I guess this guitar will play a little blues tune. I don't expect Zeke to do as good as old Booker did, because Booker was the man. Folks called him Big Daddy, that suited him fine. Children, grandchildren around him all the time. Little Renzi said, Big Daddy, I want to play guitar like you. Great God, Big Daddy played the blues. Y'all, Miss Zeke told me, Zeke, I'll tell you true. Except for my father and you, Booker's the sweetest man I ever knew. Now that she's gone, y'all know, it comforts me to know she's up there sitting round Booker's knee. 'Cause she liked the way Big Daddy played the blues. Big Daddy, we all miss you real
That
bad.
was Beale Street in its glory days. And then when I was a kid, I think it was Thursday night, they would have White Night on Beale. And that was the one night that they encouraged white crowds to come down there. And of course, all the ladies, what little they wore during the regular business, the ladies wore less when the white guys came down there. It was, you talk about a piece of work, Beale Street was a piece of work.
What brought there's so many blues people, the blues artists that broke, their careers broke there at Beale Street. Was it because of the entertainment? Just because, it was it just a place where there was a lot of money being spent and, there was a need for entertainment?
Yeah, it was the cotton money. That's what got started, is the cotton picking money. And, I've picked cotton and I've played music, and I'll tell you, I'd a hell of a lot rather play music. Picking cotton is not a bit of fun, and I didn't even have to do it. The only reason I had to do it is Daddy made us do it to raise our fund money. He was very generous in every other way, but if we wanted to go to the Tupelo Fair, we had to pick cotton. And there were, the Robert Johnsons and the Charlie Pattons and Geeshy Wileys and all of them, they didn't want to pick cotton. And suddenly they realized the folks who did pick cotton wanted to spend their money hearing music, dancing to music, drinking, carrying on, having, juke joints. And they were all through the Delta, too. My music is probably as much rooted in the Delta. Those recordings of the 20s that were in Jackson and Memphis and places like that. If you look on my list of people who have influenced me, or people whose songs I do, you find probably 2/3 were from Mississippi and 1/3 were from Memphis. But the Memphis influence, Furry was a much more cosmopolitan singer than the Delta guys. Booker White was pure Delta. Fred McDowell and Jesse Manfield were pure hill country. You know, Robert Wilkins was essentially a hill country singer. He came from Hernando, Mississippi, and turned his back on a successful blues career when he got sanctified. And then, thank goodness, he kept all his tunes. He just changed his words. And but like I say, there's more Garfield Acres and Joe Calicut influence there. You know, Mose Benson was pretty much pure Memphis. The Beale Street sound, probably the best boogie-woogie town player that ever lived.
What y'all gonna hear me do if I do it right? Called Spanking the Baby. When I was a boy, I used to ride that rebel train. When I was a little boy, I used to ride that rebel train. Ride it in the sunshine, ride it in the rain. Rebel train rolling down the bend, stirring up memories from way back when. Used to ride it up Ripley and then back down again. Rebel train pulling round the bend. Rebel train coming down the track, popping on the wheels with a clicking of black. Took me and Ruthie to the show and brought us back. Rebel train rolling down the track. When I was a boy, I used to ride that rebel train. When I was a little boy, I used to ride that rebel train. Ride it in the sunshine and ride it in the rain. I used to like to hang around the depot with my daddy. My daddy was one of the most respected men in the town. When he walked into the depot, you'd hear the other men clean up their language. Ain't the daddy never cussed, he just never saw much point in it. Well, the rebel train totes a daily mail, pounding on the track like a hammer on a nail. I love to sit around with the old men, hear them tell their tales. Rebel train totes a daily mail. When I was a boy, I used to ride that rebel train. Ride it in the sunshine and ride it in the rain. Rebel train long, long gone, riding in the memory along, it's long, long gone. Let little boy grow to sing his song. rebel train is long, long gone. So when I was a boy, I used to ride that rebel train. And Bucker would say, "That's it right there."